How far we have fallen as a society. My God. Like, how is this not against TikTok or Instagram or, Meta or any of that shit? TOS. How is this not against TOS?
I want to rate your ding dong. Okay, so drop your age, your height, your size in the comments, and I'm going to make a video response rating. Bye.
Gross. Gross. You don't know the fucked up thing about that? 521 comments. All of them are dudes. Like, putting their fucking height, weight, and dick size in the comments. This is disappointing, gentlemen. This is disappointing. What is this? Jake, get off the internet. S. Henderson, get off the internet. Yeah, I'm exposing you assholes. You're gonna put your shit online. I'm gonna expose that. This is ridiculous. Ridiculous. Sonny, get off the internet. Justin Schneider 448, get off the fucking internet. What the hell? What is this? Oh, there's more. Yeah, Nathan Allen duck emoji, get off the internet. Come on, man. What is that? And like, somehow this chick just has like, because seriously, average dick size is like what, 5¼ inches or some shit like that. She's just got like everybody with the biggest dicks known to man in her comment section. Just all the big dicks are in this chick's comment section right here, dude. What the fuck? Lying ass motherfucker. Get off the internet, you depressing sons of bitches. What the hell is this? What, like... Disappointing. Have some class. Have some self-respect, dudes. Seriously. Like, I don't care what kind of ethical code you pick to live by, but at least have one. At least mine's the Bushido code. I live my life like a fucking samurai. You bet your ass I'm not putting my height, weight, and dick size in a comment section online. What is this? Ridiculous. It's zero self-respect. Zero class. No worth whatsoever. Like, nothing to offer except for height, weight, dick size in the comment section. That's what you've got time to do with your day. Like, why does this come across my For You page? This is just crazy shit. Just crazy shit. Crazy shit. Men will fuck anything. Women say. Right? Which, I half-heartedly believe is kind of true. But generally speaking. But this guy has a point. Says the gender that uses cucumbers, carrots, TV remotes, water bottles, toothbrushes, 17 different types of toys, and a water faucet to masturbate. And on the subject of masturbation, right? On the subject of that. Interesting.
An Ohio Democratic lawmaker.
It would be Ohio, wouldn't it? Wouldn't it? It would be Ohio.
Has introduced the Contraception Begins at Erection Act. This new bill in Ohio would make it a...
Yep, Contraception Begins at Erection Act. which doesn't make any sense whatsoever, not even biologically. Your sperm aren't just miraculously produced when you have an erection. They're constantly being produced and recycled. What the fuck, dude? What is... Oh my god. Okay, lawmakers.
Felony for men to ejaculate without intending to have a baby.
Yep, no more fapping for you in Ohio. I'm okay with it.
Introducing this act, Representative Anita Samani said, quote, if you're going to penalize someone for an unwanted pregnancy, why not penalize the person who is also responsible for the pregnancy? Now, there are several exceptions, including when using protection or contraception, including for members of the LGBT.
So, gentlemen, in Ohio, if you want to fap, just wear a condom.
LGBTQ plus community, along with individuals who are donating.
Oh wait, so the gays don't have to worry about it? That's interesting. That's interesting.
Donating sperm. Now, Republicans in Ohio are freaking out right now. They are freaking out over the fact that this bill was even introduced.
Why? Why are you freaking out? This is the most ridiculous nonsense I've ever heard in my entire life as far as a bill is concerned, other than it being illegal to hunt polar bears in fucking Arkansas.
It's not going to pass the legislature because Republicans control the legislature and therefore control the agenda. But this is an innovative new piece of legislation that Democrats in Ohio are now.
Dude says it's innovative. Get off the internet, bro. Oh my god. Just stop. People go on the internet and just make a fool of themselves with this stupid nonsense. Like, what the fuck is this shit? What is this? Why? I mean, if they passed a law that was like, oh, it's a felony. It's a felony if you nut without intending to get someone pregnant. Okay, well, you go ahead and you install the cameras in my house then. And, yeah. How are they going to enforce that? They're not. Like... Can't enforce a no fap law, dude. Get the hell out of here. Get the hell out of here, dude. What the fuck? What the fuck? Oh, yeah. Okay, so before we get into a little bit of the battle tactics and war strategy stuff that I have, because I'm not going to separate the two segments. We're just going to combine them into one combating stupidity segment, because half the battle tactics and war strategy shit is just combating stupidity anyways. But, like, this is interesting. So social media has found a new way to just silence you. Yeah, you're allowed to upload your videos. You're allowed to have free speech.
All right, so this particular situation is extremely disturbing because it is a telling sign and signal for where we are going, where we're headed, where our economy is headed, where businesses, small businesses are headed, where...
What? I'm sorry, you're muted. Oh, yeah, that's right. TikTok's just muting content creators now. They're just muting them. You can post whatever you want. You're just going to get muted. Nobody's going to hear your message. Nobody's going to hear anything. That's fucking wild. That's fucking wild. Just a new way to block your speech, dude. New way to block your speech. Just, this should be illegal. Silencing someone's freedom of speech should be wrong, whether it's under a corporation or not. Repost again and put captions on. That doesn't work. Because I've seen a couple of videos that were muted with the captions on, and the captions just stop the moment that the video gets muted. So you'd have to like subtitles yourself and then upload the video with the subtitles in the video of what you're saying. I believe we're headed for higher times. There's a lot of fear spreading on TikTok. Always the observer here. Okay. Yes, please captions on. Doesn't work. That doesn't work. Where is that lip reading lady when you need her? My recommendation, search at the bottom stated lip reading woman. The sound cut, so when I changed the video and went back and it was stated fast food warning. TikTok is so weird. Yeah, they're like, muting you and then taking away your reach at the same time. That's TikTok for you. They will mute you when you're speaking the truth. Oh, shit. Wow, TikTok getting shady. They cut your sound off. Yeah, it's not just TikTok. They do the same shit on Instagram. X doesn't yet. X just fucking will deem you a bot, and then your engagement goes to nothing. So, that's all the stupid nonsense. Well, not all the stupid nonsense. These next two are pretty stupid nonsense too, but this is the beginning of the battle tactics and war strategies portion of the stupid nonsense.
What would happen if World War III started today? Countries that would start it would be Russia and Ukraine.
That's not the only war that's going on currently, but okay, we'll see where you're going to go with this.
With Germany, France, and the Baltics standing with the Ukraine, and Belarus, and even China standing with the Russians.
Okay, what about Iran, North Korea? Like, there's a lot of places that are allied with Russia currently.
China would use this situation to attack Taiwan, causing the US to join the war. In Europe, Russia would be successful in their battles, taking over the whole Baltics and pushing the Ukrainians back. Serbia would use this situation and attack Albania, adding further to this war. On the Asian front, the US forces.
Okay, but again, you seem to have left out the fact that immediately, Iran and Israel go to war at the same time.
Would persuade India to join them, attacking China.
And we'll keep going.
And pushing them back. In Europe, situation would look different. With Poland joining this battle, Russian forces would be completely pushed.
No, they wouldn't.
Back, with the Blue Army even taking their territory.
No,
However,
they wouldn't.
The Red Army in Asia.
No, they wouldn't. The moment it went to total war, anything bordering Russia, like Ukraine and fucking, all that other shit, just gets immediately sucked back into into Russia. Like, immediately. I don't think people understand the swiftness in which all of these countries would just get swept away into Russia, right? And then we'll just go back a little bit, right?
On the Asian front, the US forces would persuade India to join them.
No, they wouldn't. But okay. First off, India kinda can't. Okay? India can't really force them. Or can't be forced by the United States. They're kind of preoccupied with Pakistan, who is fighting themselves. And if India went into China and tried to fight China, guess what? That just leaves a door wide open for Pakistan. Then India's fighting it on two fronts. Duh.
Attacking China and pushing them back.
No, you're not. India is not pushing China back. Like, China has better technology than India. That's not happening.
Europe, situation would look different. With Poland joining this battle, Russian forces would be completely pushed back.
Poland is not going to sway anything. Poland's military is not going to turn the tides of war.
Back, with the Blue Army even taking their territory. However, the Red Army in Asia would be demolished.
No, it wouldn't. No, it the fuck wouldn't. Left out North Korea, left out all the other Chinese allied
with
nations,
the US forces completely
communist nations,
China,
Vietnam.
Into Russian territory. With all of their allies being destroyed, Russia would have no choice then to surrender.
No, that's absolutely wrong. That's absolutely wrong. While yes, I will agree that the very beginning of total war, World War III, would come from Russia and Ukraine war because of Germany. because of what the fuck Germany's doing right now, stationing troops in Lithuania. Like, dude, you guys are escalating this shit for no like, why? 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 Zelensky sent drones to take down Putin's helicopter. Putin then launched a rocket attack on Kiev. Zelensky is claiming Chinese involvement, while Europe is doubling down their support for Ukraine by allowing long-range missile launches into Russia. Neither side wants peace talks. Is Ukraine truly worth a global war? Why are we being pushed so hard into this conflict? That's a good question, buddy. That's a good question. Money. Money, control, and the population reduction agenda of the, globalist, right? The globalists. The New World Order. The WEF. That shit, right? All that shit. But that is not how World War III would go down. Russia would not be forced to surrender through fucking Asia because United States decided it was going to go to... No. Because guess what? If World War III breaks out, the way the United States is right now, their main focus is going to be not letting Israel be completely wiped out by Iran. Because the moment the United States jumps over to Asia and tries to fight on the Ukrainian front and is spread so far and thin it can't do anything, is the moment the Middle East gets completely dominated. Completely dominated by all the Muslim regimes. And I'm not talking about they would all just band together. They would be Israel would be the first to go. And then they would all be at war with each other over power because there are different sects of Islam. That whole part of the world would just erupt into total war, as it's kind of been for a long time. It's just been, minor engagements, but it's been pretty much war. The entire recorded human existence in the Middle East has just been war. War. So it would be an opportunity for every country in the Middle East to try and assert their dominance, and Iran would take the cake. They're the strongest. They are the strongest army in the Middle East. They would just win, above all else. You think freaking Saudi Arabia is doing anything? No, they spent all their money on Lambos. The fuck? The United States would have such a vested interest in our allies in the Middle East that's where the main focus would be. It wouldn't be China freaking trying to have India team up and fight a war on three fronts. That would be so costly and destructive for the United States. No military advisor or strategist would even consider that as a plan. Wouldn't even consider it. That would not even cross the desk of a military strategist, so far beyond anything in reality. And the moment that China starts to mobilize and starts to help, what's going on, North Korea is going to attack South Korea. Especially the moment if the United States enters the war and it's not on the Asian front, North Korea and China take South Korea and Taiwan like that. Instantaneously, forcing Japan to either side with them or surrender immediately. Because the Philippines and Malaysia and all these other little, Pacific Islander countries that we're allied with and Japan's allied with ain't going to be able to handle China and North Korea. That's just not happening. Meanwhile, India is fighting Pakistan. So if China just wanted to go in and help Pakistan, they could just take India right after North Korea and South Korea. The Asian front would be immediately taken over because we can't send our assets there. They're not the stronger enemy. The stronger enemy is Russia. And this is why I say the United States foreign military policy right now, as it stands, is dog shit. is dog shit, in my opinion. And the way Trump comports himself on the world stage is not that great. Not that Joe Biden was any better. That guy wasn't even existent. He was non-existent. The entire world was laughing at us when Joe Biden was in office. Non-existent. And Kamala Harris, we'd already be at war. We'd already be at full-scale war right now. World War III would have already started if Kamala Harris was in office. The United States would have instituted the draft, and there would have been a buttload of young men going to war in Europe against Russia on the front, the Ukrainian front. Like, which would have drawn every other country in the world into it. And this guy leaves literally every country, like every other country out of it. What about France? What about the UK? What about Italy? You know what I mean? What about all the other Slavic states? Like, what about all the stands? Afghanistan, Iraq. What about all that? Come on, dude. Put like 5 minutes worth of thought into this, and this video immediately debunked. It's a cute thought, right? It's a cute thought, but like there's no strategy. There's no thought of any kind of strategy whatsoever when it comes to whoever made this video.
Surrender. And
if China
here's another one.
launches an attack on Taiwan, the United States is expected to step in and support Taiwan. South Korea, one of America's strongest allies in Asia, would almost certainly back Taiwan as
No. No. South Korea is not backing Taiwan. Sorry. Because the moment South Korea deploys troops, guess what? They become weak. And North Korea swoops in and takes South Korea. Game over.
well. Japan, a steadfast U.S. ally since World War II, would likely provide aid and assistance.
I could imagine Japan would attempt to do something, but Japan's not going to provide much. They're just not. They're not a big country. They don't have a huge military. They don't have they have a lot of good technology, but they're not going to provide much. Especially with South Korea right there, and if South Korea jumps in and North Korea jumps in, then you have China and North Korea could just take the South Korean hold off on Taiwan and be like, we were just kidding. Put a shit ton of resources right there into the Korean peninsula and take South Korea. Oh, now it's just the Korean peninsula. There is no North and South Korea. It's just Korea. And it's actually a part of China. It'd be like a Chinese state. And then you think Japan's going to be like, no, they're going to be shitting themselves. So obviously Japan's going to be right there ready to back up South Korea if shit hits the fan. They ain't going to help Taiwan. If China really wants Taiwan, China's going to take Taiwan.
India could play a decisive role in...
No, they couldn't. India couldn't play a decisive role in anything right now. They're kind of at war with Pakistan. I get it. Pakistan is also at war with itself. But I'm pretty sure Pakistan and Afghanistan are fucking allies. So if Pakistan really goes to war with India because India is trying to help against China, well, guess what? Now you have to... India's surrounded. Surrounded on all sides except for the ocean.
This conflict.
India ain't doing shit.
By controlling the strategically positioned Andaman and Nicobar Islands, India has the power to severely disrupt Chinese oil imports if it chooses to side with Taiwan.
Except China could just lay waste to the small chain of islands in about a matter of a couple of hours. And if India tries to reinforce that side, they're just going to get attacked from the other side by Pakistan because they're already at war with Pakistan. What the fuck, dude? Zero attention paid to current world events happening right now when this video was made.
The Philippines, with its ongoing territorial disputes with China in the South China Sea, would likely oppose China.
Wouldn't do anything. Where's the Philippines even at on the world stage as far as like military equipment and technology go. Fucking bottom of the list. What are they gonna row their fucking canoes out there and start beating up Chinese warships with their oars? Get the hell out of here, dude.
And support Taiwan. However, China has a formidable and furious ally.
Again, also, China borders fucking Russia and like
In the north, Russia. To support China, Russia would have to divert some of its military capabilities away from Ukraine.
not very much. Not very much, because, like, if you've noticed, he's left out North Korea the entire time.
And focus on this new...
And Pakistan and Afghanistan.